every day, every day. I think about you every day, every day, every day. You know I love you. Oh, baby. You know this for you. I think I'm always gonna love you, no matter what. Where is my baby? I lost her again. Lost her again. Oh. Where is she gone to stay? I lost my lover, but also my best friend. And it hurts more every day. I don't wanna be in this world if there's no you and me. Yeah. I don't think I can be in this world, cause you my air, you my ocean, and you my sea. And it hurts every time. When you left me behind, I still wish you were mine. I still wish you were mine. Where is my baby? I lost her again. Lost her again. Where is she gone to stay? Where is she gone? I lost my lover, but also my best friend.
I like how the music just stopped. What up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I like how the music just stopped. It was kind of sudden. Probably because I... Alright, I got... And then Jeff. Alright, we got a couple songs already. Okay, slowly. We got a couple people that are already submitting their tracks, so go ahead and submit your tracks today. I may have a bit of lisp at times today because my tongue is swollen. I got like a cold sore on my tongue. I don't know what it's called in English, but tongue is very sore. It hurts a lot. What up, BK? And then Jeff. Yeah, I just downloaded something. Oh, you sent me two separate things. And then Jeff, can you send me just the 2-track of this instead of the separated vocals and instrumental? I just want to keep it fair so it's the same for everybody else. And then eventually I'm just gonna, if I keep going, it's just gonna me be mixing stuff for people. What's up, BK? So if in order to submit stuff, you just go to our Discord server. You can go to mixingmusicpodcast.com or dkmixes.com. Let me see if I can copy you into this chat. Here. Let me see if I can do it from my phone. Boom. Yeah, click on that Discord link. Join the Discord. And then there's a channel on the Discord called Chats for Livestream. Chat for Livestream. Upload a link or the file there directly. We just got another one. Yeah, we got 2 so far. Because, and then Jeff, if you can send that one over again with just a 2-track. Okay, let me upload this one. Okay, so rules are, we're kind of just like, I guess I'm making up the rules every single time. Rules are, let's start off with 1 song per person. It has to be a 2-track. No vocal, instrumental, no stems. Preferably unreleased. In fact, it should be unreleased. I'm going to have to say it's going to have to be unreleased just because Twitch will strike me if you released under DistroKid or a bunch of any other like uploading service, and I use it without permission, which they automatically strike you first. They kind of assume the strike and then make you have to get permission afterwards. Is really dumb. A lot of bureaucracy I don't really care for, so let's not do that. Unreleased music. And then while we're listening to it, you have to kind of tell us what your thoughts are of the mix, kind of the story, what process you're in, if you're mixing, what you're struggling with. Yeah. And that's it for today. Today we're in my house in the secondary bedroom. And I have a little setup here. I got these new headphones that I'm trying out. These are the Avantone Planars. This microphone is the Avantone CV12. Am I sponsored by Avantone? That is the question of the day. Yeah, no, I'm not sponsored by them. Not yet, at least. We're going to check this out. I'm kind of like leaning back. This chair is kind of weird. Let me see if I can lock it. I can lock it a little bit there. Yeah, so as you can see, I got a little bookshelf with some books on there, some art, acoustic panels. The ones on this side kind of like fell down. Looking a little silly, but otherwise, we're having a good time. Okay. Sweet. So let's take a listen to this song. Thank you. It comes in black, and then Jeff, it comes in black or in red. I went with the red, or I went with the black. Yeah, these are dope. They're really cheap for the type of headphones they are, in the sense that like planar magnets are usually kind of more of like a specialty type of headphones, usually starting around like $600 to $1,000 per pair of headphones. I got these for $400. That's how much Avantone is selling these for. They actually sound really good. They sound a lot like my ATCs. Not exactly the same, but more in that playing field, which is really interesting. I really like that. Alrighty. Alright, so who submitted this one first? Party for... Oh, I know who did. Reason to party for. This is a person that submitted onto the Discord. And once again, the Discord link is in the chat. Submitted it to Discord, but is unable to join because they live in Europe. Andre Van Drunen. Hey DK and Lou, I would love to see your stream live, but as I live in Europe and it's super late here, I can't see it, so I thought I could send my mix to possibly get a mix review and watch the stream tomorrow, if that's okay. If that is okay. This is the first one that we're going to do together. Let's check this out. Wow, I was playing two songs at once. Let's check this out again.
Candle and cake, look cool and with the Grinch, you notice their mistakes. Then we grow up, and suddenly the decorations seem too much. Oh, these clocks, like they don't even understand inside our hearts. We're not even allowed to dance. The smile is fake, 'cause we can't help but think about just why we celebrate. There's no more reason to party once we learn all of the truth. We were almost getting started, now we're not quite in the mood. TV and news, the politicians plotting just another ruse. They fill the streets, although we know there's only cake for the elite. Oh, these vibes, like they don't even understand inside our hearts. We're not even allowed to dance. The smile is fake, 'cause we can't help but think about just why they celebrate. There's no more reason to party once we learn all of the truth. Well, what they want is for us to sit and stare. Meantime, the cake has grown but wasn't shared. So we must scream our words and stay aware, because standing around just won't get us anywhere. There's always reason to party. We'll never know the truth if we don't make it regardless. Who's gonna change it for good? There's always reason to party. We'll never know the truth if we don't make it regardless. Who's gonna change it for good? We'll change for good. We'll change for good.
All right. That's kind of fun. That was really fun, actually. What do y'all think? Or kind of dive deeper into it. Anybody wanted to take a stab and kind of like hearing what I'm hearing? I'm hoping that slowly over time, like fans of the show, people that have been listening for a while, are slowly going to start to guess what I'm going to say and start to hear what I'm hearing. That's kind of the point. And I'm going to say this again, like I do every stream. Don't use these techniques with my plugins. I'm giving you feedback, and with what I'm doing with these plugins, this is mastering. I would use totally different plugins and totally different techniques if I had access to all the stems in a mixing scenario. But because I don't, I have to use techniques for mastering and 2-track type stuff to kind of get what I want synthetically. And yeah, so I kind of want you to hear what I'm hearing instead of do what I'm doing. This is actually completely pointless to do what I'm doing, because this does not solve the issues. I'm trying to lighten them as much as I can through a 2-track. The best way to solve issues and to work on music is with the individual stems, the individual tracks. So just make sure to keep that in mind as I'm mixing this, or as I'm critiquing this and listening to this. All right, let's take a listen again.
Once we learn all of the truth, we were almost getting started. Now we're not quite in the mood. Once we learn all of the truth, we were almost getting started. Now we're not quite in the mood. Once we learn all of the truth, we were almost getting started. Now we're not quite in the mood. Well, what they want is for us to sit and stare. Meantime, the cake has grown but wasn't shared. So we must scream our words and stay aware, because standing around just won't get us anywhere. There's once we learn all of the truth, we were almost getting started. Now we're not quite in the mood. Once we learn all of the truth, we were almost getting started. Now we're not quite in the mood. Well, what they want is for us to sit and stare. Meantime,
Oh, that's better.
has grown but wasn't shared. So we must scream our words and stay aware, because standing around just won't get us anywhere. There's always reason to party. We'll never know the truth if we don't make it regardless. Who's gonna change it for good? There's always reason to party. We'll never know the truth.
Okay, so here's what I'm hearing, and here's what I'm trying to here's what I'm having an issue with this. So this is actually sounding really good. There's some balance issues here as far as like, okay, if the goal of the mix is to have a lot of energy, because it's about a party, to kind of really make it smack, a couple things I would do. One, I'd turn up the drums quite a bit. I mean, listen to this. So I'm going to slowly turn these on. There's not enough definition in the drums. There's not enough definition in drums, and not just definition, just volume in general. So I'm using this plugin to try to turn them up a touch. And then the second thing is, I think the vocals are a little bit loud. I think there's a little bit too much separation from the vocals and the beat in general. They sound really good and they sit on top, but I think they're sitting a little bit too far on top and it could come down a little bit more closer. So I use the same plugin, but on a different scenario, different instance, and I'm trying to turn down the vocals here. And then there's a little bit of mid-range build-up here. Because of those hi-hats and the cymbals, there's a little bit of a top-end buildup as well, so I cut it off a little bit, but I still wanted that clarity in the vocal. Wanted that vocal to still feel clear. I'm saying, I wonder what this would do as well. We'll do that later. And then from here, I added some saturation and sorry, this necklace is actually kind of annoying. I know it's a hard flex on y'all, my bling, but I'll leave this here. Okay, so with this as well, I'm just trying to use the saturation and the compression on this aggressive compressor, more aggressive than you would use in a regular mastering scenario. I'm using it to kind of even more squish together the beat and the vocals. Let's hear what that sounds like. A little bit more energetic. It's actually the same volume. If you look at the meters here, it might actually be slightly quieter, but it sounds a little bit more louder and it sounds a little bit more together, dynamics wise. Yeah, it's a little bit quieter. I do the same thing again with this iHeart New York. I've been using this one for the mix feedbacks. It actually sounds pretty good. I wouldn't want to compress this. So if I was mixing this, I mean, do you already see how flat and everything is? This is actually a healthy looking wave, and I'm not trying to make it louder. That's not the point here. I'm trying to use compression to balance out the individual tracks, but I don't have access to them. So in a scenario like this, if I was mixing, I would not use a compressor. I would actually just turn up the drums. And the one thing that I can't really fix in this scenario that I think that would be better is the kick drum. The kick drum is a little bit undefined. It's a little bit poofy. And I think that there should be some low-end definition. And that's something that I can't really do without separation. Maybe like make the kick a little bit brighter or just turn it up a little bit. I'm not quite sure. So turning off the compressors and then turning them both on at the same time. Here's what that sounds like. Yeah, it sounds louder, but the meters actually aren't reading louder. That's part of it as well. That's the saturation, as well as the compression. I would like to. I'm just curious with a little bit of like width widening here in the mid range, top end. That sounds really nice, actually, but this is not good. Wideners like this, like spatial imagers like this, they mess with the phase. I've actually had a lot of mixes where people send in whether specific tracks or the entire mix. I've done some masters where the entire mix just had one of these slapped on the entire thing with stereo eyes on, just trying to get as wide as possible. It just does not sound good. And even if I make it mono or even less wide and try to mono it out, the phasing is still happening, so I just don't get as much power out of it. So in this case, don't stereo widen everything, just some things that need it. But in this case, just try to prove a point. I think one thing that could be used, a nicer use of this, is I'd want some more delays and reverbs. It's a little bit dry, and I think dry is fine, but I think this song right now for me is calling for more reverb. I can try to add. My tongue is absolutely freaking killing me. Gosh dang. I'll try to add in some reverb a little bit later, but here's what this sounds like without. Like, that feels so much better. The guitars and the vocals just get wider. Oh, that just like makes it come to life for me. Y'all hear that? Yeah, that feels really good. And then if I just add some reverb here, I have this bus where I try to cut out as much as possible. I'm just trying to get that reverb for the top end. It's gonna get like the snare and some stuff, whatever, but I'm just trying it out here. To kind of put it in perspective, here's a before and after. So here's this track has nothing on it. This one has nothing on it. This one has the stuff on it. So I'm gonna play this one first. We're gonna go back and forth so y'all can hear the difference. Yeah, look at the volumes too. I mean, like, do you see the volume is about the same on the meter? The volume is about the same, but obviously the one that I worked on is a lot louder, it's a lot meaner, it's a lot aggressive, a lot more energetic, feels more spacious, and the balance is just a lot closer together. It's like you're making a sandwich. The goal with the mix, with stuff like this, with classical music, with jazz, or like acoustic indie stuff, is a little bit different, but with stuff like this, where it's energetic, you want to make a smash burger. Like, you want all the ingredients, but you want them as tight as possible. Because there's a lot of stuff going on, and you want it all to fit in your mouth in a single bite. Like, we don't want a hamburger this big where we can only eat a corner, so we want to squish it down. And that's kind of what we did. We made it a little bit more easier to eat. So, one more time, I'll kind of play the back and forth. The meters are actually running quieter.
Who's gonna
Yeah, so this is interesting because this song and this mix is actually pretty well done. It's actually very well done. So the fact what was missing here, this is a good conversation to have. By the way, at any given time, feel free to stop me and ask questions. Because I'm more than happy. The point of this is to kind of explain what I'm hearing and trying to transform your ears. So if you have specific questions, feel free to, whether it's how to do something or what I'm doing or the purpose of what I'm doing, feel free to ask. But anyway, with this is a good point to stop and talk about like the last 10 to 20% of a good engineer. And a mixer will find that the more you practice, you'll get to a point where you'll start making very balanced mixes. And balanced mixes are great. They sound amazing, sound very balanced. But the problem with balanced mixes is that they're nothing special in the sense that this original mix is super balanced. And it's actually very well done. But what makes a great engineer, professional engineer, and not just like professional, but I mean a professional that is in high demand, is the ability to mix something to be exciting. And I don't think that when you get to the last 10 to 20%, that's the point where you know the rules, you know what you're listening to, you're not guessing, but you're able to figure out, use techniques that you've acquired over the years and the hours and hours that you've put into this, to make it exciting and to give it character. And sometimes that means putting things back out of balance or using different techniques. There's not a single way. Like compression and EQ is not the one singular go-to way that's going to work every single time. Heck no, that's definitely not the case. It's something different every single time. In this case, it was the widening, it was the compression, and again, this is I wouldn't use a compressor to do this stuff. Maybe a little bit, but definitely not this aggressively on the master bus. I would have done some across the beat bus and the vocal separate. Like, there's a lot of things I would have done differently if I was mixing this. But what I'm going for, what I'm hearing, what I'm trying to achieve is the same. But this is just the unfortunately less flexible way of doing it. Now, if let's say our friend here, what's his name? What was his name again? Andre Van Drunen goes back and listens to what I'm saying and decides to turn up the drums, kind of figure out that low end, make it feel a little bit more defined, that kick drum especially. Lowered the vocals, kind of did a little bit of compression across the whole thing, kind of panned things out a little bit wider, gave it a little more space, used a little bit more reverb. Did all these things, kind of like messed with the mid-range stuff, and the top end was getting a little bit harsh. If he did all these things on his own in the mix, I guarantee it has the potential to sound better than what I just did right here. Now, sonically, it might sound very similar, but it's going to be a lot more dynamic, and things are going to flow together a little bit more if you have the separate tracks. So I'm probably going to end up printing this and sending to Andre. I think it's Andre, right? I'm already forgetting. Yeah, to Andre. So if you're watching, Andre, thank you for being brave and letting us share your music. I think people were vibing. Just look at the comments and whatnot. I think people were having a good time. And I'm going to send this over to you. Just hit me up if you want to. If you want me to send this over to you, just hit me up. Yeah, that's kind of what we have a question here. Noah Avery, I struggle with making mixes sound boring because of all the elements sounding too balanced. Yeah, and this is a tough one because I don't necessarily think that a lack of balance makes things exciting and gets that last 10, 20% every time. I don't think that's what it is. I mean, they make an SNL joke about that one song, like the cowbell song. In that record, the cowbell is really loud and kind of makes a song. That was the producer's choice. Someone made that decision, and I mean, that's a good example of there's a lot of character from a lack of balance. Yeah, the Reaper. Yeah, there you go. The Reaper. I don't know that song very well, but I know the SNL skit, which is hilarious. Don't Fear the Reaper. Yeah, there you go. Why did you cut the lows so sharply? Yeah, I think that was me trying to balance out this low end. So it looks really sharp. If I give it a different view, it makes it look even sharper. It's a 24 dB or 30 dB. Oh, usually I do 24. It doesn't matter. But the point is, the reason why I do a high pass at 30 hertz, I could have gone a little bit higher, is because of that lack of definition in the low end. I was trying to take out the rumble to kind of give it a little bit more definition, less of that subby low end that's kind of interfering with that, the mid to upper low end. That's kind of adding that definition. If I go a little bit louder, so check this out. If I go a little bit higher up, it's still just a little bit like muddy. So I'm just trying to clear up that water. Again, this is not a mixing thing that I would do necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, usually I like to high pass on basses and anything subby, like at least 20 hertz. Just kind of like sometimes I do that, 20 to 30 hertz, depending on the song and what's calling for. But in this case, I did it to try to control the low end. Now, usually I can control the low end with the mix, but because I don't have the mix, I'm just trying to get that tubby sub stuff out of there. Yeah, and it does affect the highs a little bit. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in mastering phase, yeah, rock stuff is a little bit higher, hip hop stuff is a little bit lower. It's just a feel. I don't know how to explain this one, but if you've ever worked on a system that has such deep low end that you can feel the curve of the high pass filter, then you'll understand what a tubby low end is. Now I have some really great speakers at home. Headphones tend to go really, really low. But there's an over-exaggerated low end in the Barefoots, the Master Stacks. We're not talking about like the $15,000 ones. We're talking about the $40,000 ones. I've used those before, and I've felt that 30 hertz high pass. I can feel the curve and where it like ended, and it was absolutely insane. When you feel that, you kind of understand the more low end information that you have out of your speakers that you're able to hear, the more that you'll hear that low end definition in that sub frequencies. But in this case, when I talk about low end definition, I'm not talking about sub frequencies. I'm talking about like 100, 200 hertz and below. In this case, I was just trying to cut it out to see if that mud was there. And it did work. And I was trying to cut that mud out a little bit more. Now, yeah. Sweet. Yeah. So we'll go on to the next song. Let's see here. Okay, next we'll go on to this one here. Da Vinci For You, Mix 4. Da Vinci, who supported this? Bear Soul. Bear Soul, are you here? I see you in the chat, so I'm just gonna play. While I'm playing Bear Soul, if you don't mind, just give me some thoughts about what you're hearing, kind of what you struggle with, or what, like listening to your own mix when you know a mix engineer is judging you and an audience is judging you, makes you listen to your own music a little bit differently. So I want to know what you're hearing as well while we're going through this.
Diamonds, ceiling, marble, blows, picture work go. Where were you in debt? Messy checks, house wasn't bits. I needed you. I don't know why you left me, but that shit beneath me. Now you tryna come back to my life, tryna sell me on bullshit, sorrow and pity. Tryna buy me on nickels and pennies. My price went up 150. Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My race is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay, you need to take that break. Lost in mind, lost in soul, yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, consciousness in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah. Cause we do it for you, yeah. Used to do it for you. And I do this shit for you, and I do this out of love. You done turned into a snake, I can't move around with you. Cause you hold up on your sleeve, yeah. Come up this my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone. And I do this shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snakes. Cause they tryna eat from my garden. I caught them and then I just off them. Yeah, marble flows, diamond ceilings. The type of shit that make it catch a feeling. The type of shit we seem to find appealing. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. Used to do it for you.
Oh yeah. Can we get some claps in the chat? Ooh. That sounded good. This is a good. Is this you? Or is this one of your artists? This is good. Yo, you said his performance is a separate thing, but honestly, that was pretty good. I don't know about you, but through the years that I've been doing this, that was above average. Especially if he's a new artist, that's like kind of impressive. I really like that. The production that you did was nice too. Honestly, that sounded great. So here's the deal. Is this one getting to be released? And if it's okay, can I master this? Because there's a few things that I want to touch up. But honestly, I don't think you need to go back to the mix for this. I'm going to be a little bit aggressive, more aggressive than I usually am. But I would say that this is good enough. Yeah, this is solid. Granted, I'm in new headphones that I'm not super duper familiar with. I'm learning with. Let me grab my other ones that I am more familiar with. Hold on one second. I want to give good feedback too. I don't want to just like tell people it's good and not give them advice. These are my old headphones. They're crazy looking. Also Aventone. Today I'm all Aventoned out, which is hilarious. Oh shoot. I'm all Aventoned out today. Yeah, so I want to make sure that we have some feedback and criticism here. Well, not like criticism, but like some good feedback. But at the same time, let me hear this one more time.
Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My race is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try.
Hold on, I have different opinions. As in, like, I have some opinions with these headphones because I know these a lot better. And I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snakes because they trying to eat. Wait a second. I never thought I'd ever say this because I hate hi-hats and they just inherently sound bad to me, but these hi-hats need to come up. Let's see if I can do a little bit with this. That was great.
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay. But hey, it's okay. You need to take that break. Lost in mind, lost discussion. And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, discussion. And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey,
I heard enough of these. I'm trying to transition completely over to these other headphones, so forgive my going back and forth. I'm training my ears with these boys, or these girls, or whatever you want to call these headphones. These gender neutral headphones. These things.
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay. Everything gonna be straight. But hey, it's okay. You need to take that break. Lost in mind, lost in soul. Yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, conscious.
I wish that low end had a little bit more saturation in it. Let's see what we can do here. I don't want to do too much. If we do like a my tongue is just absolutely killing me. Gosh dang it.
Discussion. In my head telling me it's over. Yeah. I can move around with you, 'cause you hold it on your sleeve. Yeah, come up, this my zone.
Wait, new plugin. I gotta use my new plugins. Oh, here we go.
I can move around with you, 'cause you hold it on your sleeve. Yeah, come up, this my zone. Fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone. And I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking. Cause they trying to eat from my garden. I caught them and then I dissolved them. Yeah, marble flows, diamond ceilings. The type of shit that make it catch a feeling. The type of shit we seem to find appealing. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. I can move around with you, 'cause you hold it on your sleeve. Yeah, come up, this my zone. Fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone. And I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking. Cause they trying to eat from my garden. I caught them and then I dissolved them. Yeah, marble flows, diamond ceilings. The type of shit that make it catch a feeling. The type of shit we seem to find appealing. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. I can move around with you, 'cause you hold it on your sleeve. Yeah, come up, this my zone. Fuck away from you with that fake shit.
Yeah, the vocals are still a little bit louder though.
I can move around with you, 'cause you hold it on your sleeve.
I'm trying to bring the vocal back in. I'm gonna use a compressor. This is not what you would use if you were mixing. Hold on, wait a second. Yeah, the low end is good. It's a little bit loud. In fact, I could actually keep it, but it's a little bit louder than normal. It's on the line for me. And for me, just my personal taste and a tendency that I like to do, I like to distort the low end and kind of make it a little bit more visible and present. My mentor, Leslie Brathwaite, if y'all know who that is, a little bit more old school style mixing. You keep the low end really, really clean. So he does all of like if you listen to some of Lil Uzi Vert's stuff, like his low end is like very clean, not distorted in some of his songs. That's Leslie. So yeah, definitely don't need to lose sleep over this. Yeah, low end sounds fine. Yeah, dude, congrats on this one. Thank you for the shout out, and then Jeff. No, Avery trying to pick up all my secrets here. Okay, let's keep going. So y'all, what kind of things are you hearing? Like, so start typing in the chat what kind of things you're hearing. Sorry, I went quiet for a little bit. I just went into the flow state, like in the zone for a minute. I'm still kind of like changing some stuff up. There's still some stuff that I want to change up. But as I'm working on this, tell me what kind of things that y'all are hearing here.
For my mother, my brother, my father, you know I can never be bothered by snaking, cause they tryna eat from my garden. I caught them and then I just off them. Yeah, bumper flows.
It's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay, you need to take that break.
Lost in mind, lost in soul, yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, consciousness in my head telling me it's over. Yeah. Cause we do it for you, yeah. Cause we do it for you, yeah.
It's okay, everything gon' be straight.
So when I turn everything off now, it should really start to accentuate this frequency. So check this out. I'm gonna do this. It'll start to really accentuate this.
It's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey,
like right here. Listen for like this 500 area.
It's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay.
Business in my head telling me it's over.
Right here.
Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah. Cause we do it for you.
And I think that's partially because I'm boosting the frequencies around it, and I'm kind of leaving that alone. I'm cutting a little bit here, but that's 365. That's a little bit lower than what we were hearing. So I'm kind of boosting everything around it. I'm sure this is kind of cleaning it up.
Business in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah.
And that's that 10% excitement. Do you hear what I'm talking about, Bear Soul? So I was able to do the same thing here in the sense that, let me double check with these. Now I'm second. I just want to make sure. Now that I went back to these headphones for a second, I just want to make sure that I'm consistent.
Business in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you. Business.
It's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay, you need to take that break.
Lost in mind, lost in soul, yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, consciousness in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah. Cause we do it for you.
So this is a good example of like that 10% excitement factor. And this is why you want to hire a good mastering engineer, is because not only do I have subjective ears here, subjective listening, and it was a really good mix. I mean, you heard us. We were excited about it. And yet, when I bypass, the vibe still changes. Everything feels a little bit more together. And this is why you want to like hire a good mastering engineer as well. Do some stuff here. Don't need that. Don't need that. We want this. I'm just gonna mash this real quick for you.
I can move around with you, cause you hold up on your sleeve, yeah. Come with this my zone. Fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone. And I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking cause they tryna eat. I can't move around with you, cause your heart up on your sleeve, yeah. Come with this my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit.
Nice. Where am I at? Oh, that was just it being weird. Okay. Ozone gets weird sometimes. Alright, let's see here.
I can't move around with you, cause your heart up on your sleeve, yeah.
Alright, it's about to get loud. It's about to get really loud, so I apologize.
I can't move around with you, cause your heart up on your sleeve, yeah. Come with this my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit for my. I can't move around with you, cause your heart up on your sleeve, yeah. Come with this my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking cause they tryna eat from my garden. I caught them and then I just off them, yeah. Barber flows down.
Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey,
Ooh, wait, hold on.
now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt.
That's what we're gonna do here.
Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and now take your dusty ass.
This specific rapper or this specific session.
Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright.
That's really annoying.
Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'm
To the point where I wonder if I should like a very specific deep cut here.
now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay. Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's
Look
okay.
at that volume. Look at that volume. So it's technically feels louder, right? It feels louder.
On bullshit, sorrow and pity. Try to buy me on nickels and pennies. My price went up 150. Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey,
So I'm taking away like that plastic top end. Either inherent in the mic or yeah, so that like 7 to 10K.
on bullshit, sorrow and pity.
Oh, I didn't even plug these ones back in. This is the 7 to 10K in vocals is the trickiest part of vocals, in the sense that this is where it make or break a vocal.
Bullshit, sorrow and pity. Try to buy me on nickels and pennies. My price went up 150. Now take your dusty ass home, where you, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay.
If you can get that top end without that,
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach.
have that really harsh 8, 9, 10K bite, 7 to 10K bite, that's kind of the secret sauce there.
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach.
There's way too many like amateur engineers that brightness and that bite in that 7 to 10K is actually like just really harsh and is making my ears bleed. And if you cut that out and just boost anything like 12K and up, it's gonna sound really dope.
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay, everything gon' be straight. But hey, it's okay, you need to take that break.
Lost in mind, lost in soul, yeah. This my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. This my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I. This my zone, fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone, and I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking cause they tryna eat from my garden. I caught them and then I just off them. Yeah, barber flows.
Do it for you, yeah. Cause we do it for you. Price went up 150. Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you.
All right, so we're gonna kind of do the back and forth again one more time. I'm gonna put a limiter on this one as well. And I want you to kind of hear what I'm hearing. Tell me what you're hearing.
And I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay. Everything gonna be straight. But hey, it's okay. You need to take that break. Lost in mind, lost in soul. Yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, consciousness in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah.
What are y'all hearing? I want to hear in the comments, like, things that you're hearing in terms of balance. Like, I want to train your ear to kind of hear what I'm hearing here. So throw some adjectives out, kind of like really try to feel the difference here, because this is a pretty major difference, but at the same time, it's pretty subtle.
Why you left?
I know those are antonyms, but you get it.
Why you left? But that shit beneath me. Now you tryna come back to my life, tryna sell me on bullshit, sorrow and pity. Tryna buy me on nickels and pennies. My price went up 150. Now take your dusty ass home, where you belong. My rage is as bright as the city. Now that you see me, I'ma do you like Bobby did Whitney. Too late to try to change discussion, and I know you feel guilt in your stomach. But hey, it's okay. Everything gonna be straight. But hey, it's okay. You need to take that break. Lost in mind, lost in soul. Yeah, you know it's over. Yeah, consciousness in my head telling me it's over. Yeah, cause we do it for you, yeah.
Yeah, Noah, yep.
Cause we do it for you.
And I do this out of love. You done turned into a snake. I can't move around with you, cause you hold up on your sleeve. Yeah, come up this my zone. Fuck away from you with that fake shit. I'd rather be alone. And I do the shit for my mother, my brother, my father. You know I can never be bothered by snaking, cause they tryna eat from my garden. I caught them and then I just off them. Yeah, marble flows, diamond ceilings. The type of shit that make it catch a feeling. The type of shit we seem to find appealing. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah. The type of shit we seem to find appealing, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot more. Okay, a whole lot more. Noah says, I might be wrong, but it sounds like it has more overtones in the mid-range elements now. Definitely a lot more saturation and a lot more filler frequencies and overtones. Overtones is more of like a musician's term. We don't usually use overtones a lot in the engineer world, but that's exactly what it is. Kind of like the saturation, right? When you saturate with a lot more harmonics, we use harmonics in the engineering world. It's the same exact thing. Yeah. Of course you are, Noah. You're a great one too. But it's the same. So I'm not criticizing you. Don't take it personally. I'm also trying to, just teaching right now. But yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. You're hearing exactly right. There's a lot more stuff. We'll just say stuff. A lot more frequencies. A lot more busyness happening in the mid range. Let's see. Bearsel says there's a whole lot more balance. I totally hear the difference in controlling the bass, and the problem frequencies are gone for sure. Yeah, and there's always going to be some problem frequencies, whatever. But these are the major ones that I'm hearing, and I do think that it's a lot more balanced. I think it's a lot more easier to listen to. I think it hits harder and it's a little bit more energetic. I think this is that last 10% that you needed. Let's see. It sounds like there's more clarity in the mid highs that make the vocals more defined. Yes, and the clarity in the more mid highs that the vocals that make the vocals more defined. I think so, definitely. So in the chat, real quick. So few people were answering, and then Jeff, Bearsol, your own song, Noah. If you're in the chat right now, talk to me about what you would do if you had all the stems to this project. So how would you achieve more overtone in the mid-range? And what does that mean? If you have more harmonics and saturation in the mid-range, what does that mean? Was it actually good? I think in this case it ended up good, but how would you achieve that in the mix? The balance. What it says a little bit more balance. What's more balanced? How would you achieve that in a mixing sense, right? Because I'm mastering right now. This is not what you're trying to do. I'm trying to show you what I'm hearing. You should not be using these techniques to get what I'm hearing, especially as a mixer. So where were the problem frequencies, Bearsol, and how would you take them out? I think is the question in the mix sense. There's more clarity in the high mids that make the vocals more defined. So how would you make the high mids, the mids and the highs more clear during the mixing process? That would make the vocals more defined. How would you do that? And that's the thoughts that you should be having while you're watching these live streams. At the end of the day, I'm kind of just mastering or mixing a 2-track here. So in a perfect world, I wouldn't have to do any of this stuff. In a perfect world, all I would have to do is just turn up a limiter and just make sure that limiter is as flat as possible. So I'm going to have to do some things to it before it hits the limiter to make sure that it's flat. Limiters tend to take out the low end a little bit, blah, 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 blah. So there's a few things that happen. But if you gave me a mix that sounded exactly like what I'm playing right now, just without the limiter, I'd be like, gosh, dang it, this is sounding really good. There's a few things that I would still tweak, but if you got this far in the mix, it would also sound a little bit more wider and a little bit more defined. The fact that I do it all on the master bus kind of takes away that definition a little bit. It achieves that tone, but kind of in a fake way. So if I were to mix it in the same exact way and have the same exact tone, you're going to find a lot more clarity. In fact, I'm not really supposed to show you this, but I will. This is a master that I did for a label. And this is a really good example of that. They sent me the stems because I'm supposed to, since it's for film and TV, I'm supposed to send the stems over and make it sound as good as the master as possible. So this is not the right session. So hold on, give me a second. Okay. So they have me master the tracks. And then once they approve the master, they have me mix the stems to sound exactly like that master. Now, I'm not able to get exactly the same because I do use a lot of bus compression. Oh, nuts. Wait. UAD? I'm not using UAD. Oh. I was. Ah, crap. Ah, crap. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We did a lot of copy and paste. You can tell. Okay. I'm gonna let these freeze. You're gonna hear tonally it's gonna be very similar. There's just gonna be a lot more space. And to me, it's gonna be a little bit quieter as well, because it's not they want their masters just ridiculously loud. But this is a good example of mixes where, in my opinion, if I did what I wanted to do with the individual tracks instead of the 2-track, I did notice that I did think that it sounded much better, and it actually gave a new dimension to the sound that I couldn't give it in a 2-track thing. I'm as close as I can. So hold on. Oh, we got some answers here. I would have brought up the hats in the mix. Maybe add saturation to the vocals. Maybe put a little more of a low pass filter on the snare so it doesn't pop in front of the vocal. That's just your preference, of course. Sweet. I suppose, and then Jeff says, I suppose taking out frequencies on the vocals and making up for them with the backing instruments. Taking out frequencies in the vocals and making up for them with the backing instruments. Yeah, there you go. I guess widening the backing instruments would help with that as well. Maybe it might for sure. That might be a way to do it. They were definitely in the vocals, so I would want to handle those with an EQ and give it the vocals and 808s more saturation. Also, possibly turning down the bass, bringing up the hats for sure. Yeah, I think that you're getting somewhere, and I think that when you do these things, it's going to change the master as well. I'm going to send you this master. It's free as a thank you for joining the stream, being brave, and letting us use your music, for example. But I think it would be good practice to also try to achieve that sound in the mix sonically. I mean, dynamics wise, it's not going to be possible because I have like limiters on there, heavy limiters. But just tonally, I would try to match it in a way and try to beat my master. And I think that it'll be a lot easier to beat my master if you have all the individual elements trying to get that same sound. For example, on those vocals specifically where that 6K was really sharp, 5, 6K, 7K, I don't remember what it was. It was really sharp. I think if you did that on the individual tracks, that's going to make the entire song just, every other track is not going to have that cut, so then it's going to stay present. Right? So it's going to feel less plastic. I'm going to show you exactly what that means. Just let this freeze. I only have one core at home, one core of UAD, because I have the Apollo Twin Solo here. See if I can. Solo Twin, the old Gen 1, and I have the Yamaha HS5 just for home. I don't really use them, and they're great for referencing. I kind of use it like my Aventone, my mix cube that I have at the studio. I actually like the 5-inch monitors, especially in conjunctions with the headphones. I mostly use headphones here. I will check on that. Yes. Okay, it worked. Okay. Here's the master. It's going to sound way different. Like dynamically, it's going to be way louder. I'm just going to play a few seconds because I'm not really... Like sonically, it sounds similar, but there's just a lot more space in the stems version. And that's unfortunately not something that I can't create space in a 2-track. I can only take away from it. I can add it in a fake way. It's synthesized space, but it's not the same as just adding space with the 2-track. With the actual stems, it just sounds different. It feels like it's in a different location. Although tonally, it's similar. It's not perfectly the same, but it's similar. It's a lot more dynamic. It's a lot more open. It's a lot more smooth. But yeah, so I think you're gonna want to do that with the mix with the same thing. All right, let's go back to the mix feedback. Thank you so much, everybody. Let's give some claps to Bare Soul Music. I'm going to print that, and I'm going to send it to you via Discord. Is that cool? I'll just DM you on Discord. Let's see, how do I do that? And you can tell your client that you paid big money to have me do it. So if you just decide to send them this one, they're like, yeah, I had it mastered by a pro. So funny. By the way, I appreciate y'all sticking around watching the chat. And also, I think this is also, while I'm on this topic, kind of made me think about, because I know Mighty Made Fellows is here, and he masters quite a bit as well. You notice that I'm making things sound better with inferior tools. I'm in my bedroom right now. It's not even fully treated because it's partially treated. It's a lot treated than most other bedrooms. But I'm wearing headphones that I'm not used to, that I'm not comfortable with. Doesn't matter if they're better. I've never heard them before, so I still had to switch to the cheaper headphones just to make sure. I'm working in the box because I can't go out of the box here at home because I don't have any analog gear at home, as well as even if I did, I can't use it while I'm live streaming. I haven't figured that part out yet. And yet still we're able to take it to that next level. Which goes to show all that marketing about having better gear, better software, better equipment. That's what it is. It's marketing. I think that there is something to say about gear and the tones that it provides, and that some analog pieces are not able to make tones that digital software. Sometimes it's not the same. But if it's different, that's all it is that it's different. It doesn't mean that it's better. I want to be very clear with that. There are times where an analog gear just is not called for. And I wish people were more open about that. There are times that analog gears can be helpful. Specific pieces can be helpful. But neither of it matters if you don't know how to use them. For example, let's say you got a really nice $5,000 Vari-Mu compressor with all the gadgets, whatever, boom. Sounds great, super buttery, super smooth, reviews are great. For some reason, your instincts are telling you it's just not working on the song. Guess what? It's probably not working on that song. Just because it's analog doesn't mean it's better. And there's going to be another song where nothing you do digitally is working, and then all of a sudden you put it on your analog, you go through that Vari-Mu, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, this is the smoothness and the tonal difference that I was looking for. Sometimes, and it's important to know what they sound like so you can reach for it. You don't want to be guessing. As you can tell, I'm not guessing with stuff. I know exactly what I want to do by definition. I want to make it more clear. I want the vocals to come out, the top end to be smoother. I want to balance that low end. And then I'm doing those things that I've already defined in my mind. You want to get to that point. You don't want to guess with the mixing. And that honestly just takes time. It just takes time. It really just takes time. There you go. 90% of the time, I'm all in the box now. I know a lot of mixing engineers that are 100% in the box. In fact, the mastering engineer, Tucci, that mastered Chris Brown's Go Crazy, which is now, I think Chris Brown broke his own record. The longest Billboard Top 100 in his entire career, Go Crazy with him and Young Thug. Mastered all in the box by Tucci. Crazy, right? I think that's incredible. And Jeff, you've never touched analog gear. Well, guess what? I think that you will have, if you keep going, you're going to get analog gear someday. I feel like analog gear is kind of just the reward after a good career in audio. I don't think it's normal, especially in our day and age. If you don't come up in big studios, it's normal to not use that stuff. I'm gonna send this over to you. Let's say you're kind of missing out, but you're not missing out that much. Okay, Bersol, I'm about to DM this to you. Okay. Someday I have some cool files here. You can see the screen here. I can't share this stuff with you. One of these days I'll share these songs. Got a lot of songs that we did, that we're doing. Maybe one of these days we'll show you. Hopefully it'll come out soon. Usually with these larger label releases, it takes a long time. So, done. Well, up next, who we got next? We got a few people coming up. Reaper. And then Jeff. Hold on, is this the right one? Hold on, which one's the one? Yeah, that was the 2-track one. Is this the right one? Okay, and then Jeff, we're gonna download that one. Let's see, right back. BK. All right. Right back. All right, and Noah. Okay, this is your first one for today. Nice. Thank you for submitting, Bear Soul. Midnight rework. Yeah, after these 3 songs, if nobody submits, I'm probably going to do a cutoff at 11. Because I'm trying to spend some time with my wife. Because I love her dearly. You know what I live for? I'm not even old. But the moments I realized the other day. So I'm pretty straight edge. I don't smoke. I don't do drugs. Sometimes I do shrooms. But I don't anymore, I think. And that's his own story, okay? Don't drink. Pretty straight edge. I really, really love. I just kind of like. I did this the other day. I was drinking Welch's grape juice while sitting on the floor next to the coffee table with my wife. We were watching some gag anime or some funny comedy anime together, and we were laughing together as I was slowly sipping this Welch's grape juice like it was alcohol, just slowly sipping it from my child's mini cup. And in that moment, I was like, yo, this life is super good, and I'm very happy. Seeing the love of my life, enjoying life, laughing, getting that sugar from Welch's grape juice, because let's be honest, and it was the white grape juice too. It wasn't the red grape juice, it was the white grape juice. It was super sweet, it was super delicious. Just having a good time. Actually, I don't think it was a funny anime. I think it was like Midnight Diner, or like I really like Midnight Diner on Netflix. That's a good Japanese show. It's not anime though. No, I think we were watching the Samurai Gourmet Samurai or something like that. We were watching this guy eat food. Like, and it was kind of like funny to us and having a good time. I don't know. I live for those moments. Also, I know that nobody asked, but life update. I wanted to get back in shape. I signed up for the gym. Kind of quit after a month. I love the gym. Sure, I love getting in shape. It wasn't bad, but I'm not really trying to get buff. I want that discipline, but I don't really get anything. I'm not trying to look aesthetically pleasing or get aesthetically bigger. Here's what I did do. I go in the mornings and sometimes in the afternoons, evenings. Started taking Muay Thai classes. Yeah, I got my ass kicked by a vicious girl. It was amazing. It was very humbling. Yo, Bear Soul, there you go. Lost 17 so far. There you go. Congrats. Yeah, I'm trying to have that discipline too. I've been blessed with the skinny. And it takes a lot for me to gain weight, but it doesn't take a lot for that muscle that I had in high school to turn into fat and me just staying the same shape but just being really weak. And internally just out of shape. When you're internally out of shape, you're externally looking fine. You don't realize it, but you get depressed. It's kind of funny. All right. Your body is still affected, except you don't have visual cues to tell you that you suck or that you need to get back in shape. You just start to feel horrible. And living in California, I'm so blessed to say, oh, this is super important. In California, I'm getting sunlight, so I'm getting brown again. When I was living in Utah, I was getting pale. And being like a natural brown island boy, like I'm Okinawan, right? I'm an island boy. And when I turn white, I get white in winters. Because I'm not naturally Caucasian, I look like I need vitamins. It's not a healthy look. It looks like damn boy, you need some vitamin D. Like that's what it looks like. Like all my Caucasian friends, like, nah, it doesn't look like they need vitamins. But when I get that white, nah, I need some vitamins, bro. I need to go out and do something with my life. So I'm glad to have that. Oh, the natural tan slowly just come back. Oh, it feels so good. All right, what the F did I just do? What the? Try not to curse for y'all. Okay, midlight, right back. It was these three, right? All right, who did? We're gonna do that in that order. Who did Reaper? Is that you? And then Jeff. Mighty Maid, you gained about 17 pounds. That's right. How's your back doing? How's your what is it? Herniated disc or whatever the heck it's called. Are you doing all right? This is very important. Take care of yourself. You come out here, we'll do Muay Thai together. I'll let you kick my ass. Yo, that girl today was vicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even feel bad. We were just sparring. We weren't trying to fight or anything, so it's not embarrassing. But it was embarrassing every time I flinched. Yeah, I was. Oof. Man. Sipping. Yo, you know what I do with warm milk? The only time I make warm milk is sometimes I get Milo, that like chocolate milk mix. You know, that's famous in like Asia and in South America. It doesn't fully like melt. Rupture disc. There you go. Milo doesn't fully melt unless it's in warm milk. So I like put in a little bit of milk in a mug, warm it up, stir up all the Milo mix so it's all melted, and then I put in the cold milk instead of just going straight in the cold milk because that stuff does not mix well with cold milk. I don't know why. So my tongue is killing me. I am finally vaccinated though, so that was good. Okay, which one did I say? Reaper. We're going to do Reaper first. All right, you know the drill. We're going to listen through it. You kind of give your thoughts as we're listening. Is it cool? Cool.
Burning bridges don't need the distance. I feel forgiveness, guilt, no memories. Got no desires, just bad intentions. Evading problems, find new dimensions. I'm running and gunning, not spraying and pray. Put it behind it, resist the good way. Mistakes made, Bonnie got a price to pay. See, they cut me like the digits on the dice they play. High splitter in the building, get a claim for their business. Only way to fix a sinner is the righteous way. Like which priest wanna come test my demons? Which doctor wanna me address my spirit? I'm floating around town like the river. Plotting on drama with the diva. Plotting on drama with the diva. So right to my right is an eagle. I was way out in the deep end. I had to tread, I had to grind. All through the day and way into the night. Keep that in mind. We all away from me. I'll keep y'all away. I'll keep y'all away from me. I was alone. I was my only friend. I'm back on the road. I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend. Yeah, I was alone. I'm back on the road again. My back to the wind, nose to the pavement.
Slide on your block, wave it up. All the way to the sky, send it up. Ain't no negotiation.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
I'm back on the road.
Okay, this is just subjective here. This is my one complaint. I say this respectfully. I hate that kick sample. I say it respectfully. That kick sample is a little bit too high up for me.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend. Yeah, I was alone. I'm back on the road again. My back to the wind, nose to the pavement, nose to the pavement, nose to the pavement. I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend.
I wish that that kick drum was a little bit lower in frequency. That's what I'm trying to do, is figure out if I can bring up the low end of just the kick drum. But with just using a transient designer, that's really the only thing I can think of. Because everything else, if I just boost the lows, then it's gonna bring up the bass, and there's enough bass already. That's enough for me. Like, if you're a client right now and you're paying for this mix, this is enough for me to either tell you one of two things: to go back and change out the kick sample and make it a little bit lower, or give me the kick drum by itself, and then just give me a mix without the kick drum, and then let me blend in the kick drum myself, just the kick drum. Honestly, that's the only thing that's feeling weird. Yeah, I do like that. Just like Mighty Made Fellows was saying, I do like that wide low end. I don't know. Has everybody here already heard why mono low end became a thing? Do I need to explain that again? Should I explain that again? Time is up. Let's go, Mighty Made. Let's go. Although it's going to be tough, but you can do it. Especially if you're forced to sit on your butt all day because you can't walk around. You're going to have to figure out a way to make it now. Yeah. Yeah, so the mono bass thing, yeah, it's BS. That's all I have to say. To be honest, this kick drum isn't bad. It's I think it's mostly just like the balance of the top end, like the pss, pss, like above the kick drum, like the top end of the kick drum, which is kind of like out of balance. So if we added more low end of the kick drum, balance out the top end a little bit more, but can't figure it out with just the 2-track very well. It wasn't very consistent with that.
Need the distance, I feel forgiveness, guilt, no memories, got no desire.
What if I did this?
Need the distance, I feel forgiveness, guilt, no memories, got no desires, just bad intentions, evading problems, find new dimensions, I'm running in.
Nah, it's not the same. Damn, yeah, I just want to get that. Plugins, ooh. Ooh, plugins. BK, you have so many plugins. BK, why do you have all the auto-tune plugins? Let me flex on y'all. This live stream is sponsored by Antares Auto-Tune, iZotope. I'm not even joking with this stuff. This is not even a joke. I'm dead serious. This live stream, now that I'm talking about it, is sponsored by Antares Auto-Tune and iZotope officially now. You want 10% off iZotope, you go to iZotope.com/MMPodcast and use the code MMPod10 to get 10% off any bundles or single plugins from iZotope. Yes, and guess what? It doesn't work on the subscription bundles, though. That's the one problem. All right. Honestly, that was an actual plug and that was an actual sponsorship message, but that was mostly to flex on y'all hoes. All right. Oh man, it's getting late. I'm tired. All right. So I'm gonna ignore that kick drum thing right now. It's out of habit. I'm doing this. I like the balance on this one. This one's the first one this today that the vocals are really well placed. The other ones were a little bit too much on top. That separated a little bit. This one feels really good. Every word is very clear. Every word is very articulate. At the same time, it's still on top. I like that. I'm just gonna add that 10% here.
On drama with the diva, on drama with the diva. Just got no desires, just bad intentions. Evade Impalas, find new dimensions. I'm running and gunning, not spraying and pray. Put it behind it, resist the good way.
Here's a new one.
Got a price to pay. See, they call me like the digits. Just got no desires. Running and gunning, not spraying and pray. Put it behind it, resist the good way. Mistakes made, Bonnie got a price to pay. See, they call me like the digits on the dice they play. High spitter in the building, get a client for their business. Only way to fix a sinner is the righteous way. Like, which priest wanna come test my demons? Which doctor wanna me address my spirit? I'm floating around town like the river. On drama with the diva, on drama with the diva.
Yeah. So with this one, actually, the balance is really good. But do you bypass, bro? Yeah, no, that's all I do. The balance on this one's pretty good. Honestly, if that kick drum is a little bit distracting for me. But other than that, like, proper job. This is a good job, Ed and Jeff. Like, sounds really great. This is definitely balanced. It feels balanced. There's a lot of character to it. Once we get that kick drum separate, like that kick drum thing, it's a little bit changed. And there might be a personal preference thing. You might decide to keep it. Just personally, I'm a little bit distracted by it. It's me getting a little bit late. I'm trying to lose my mind slowly. But yeah, this is actually sounding pretty good. I wanted to get that squished together. That glue, and I'm doing it really strong because I'm trying to emulate what I would do in a mix, right? I wouldn't use something like this on a master bus. Really wouldn't. I'm trying to get that vocal to just poke through a little bit sonically with boosting like the mid-range here a little bit. Kind of turn it on and off slowly one at a time. So check this out.
I'm back on the road again. I was alone. I was my only friend. I was alone. I'm back on the road again. My back to the wind, nose to the pavement, nose to the pavement.
Trying to control that low end is a little bit too subby for my taste, but I do want that dynamic of the kick drum. So
I'm back on the road again. I was alone.
in this part, it's just missing that low mid information here, the lows. And it makes the vocals feel a little bit more full too. This is that mid range boost right here. Brings out the reverb and the vocals just a touch more, even the snare.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only
And it brings out the tail end of the snare a little bit more with this thing. I like that.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah,
This isn't really doing what I want it to do. Let's see if this guy does it for me.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend. Yeah, I was alone.
Kind of squishing in that, squish that burger a little bit more with all the ingredients, make it a little bit more easy to eat, easy to munch on. The last thing is trying to add some more low mid information, that mid range information, that saturation. This is a great saturator. Love this plugin.
I'm back on the road again.
Hear what it's doing with the mid range as well as the bottom end.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend. Yeah, I was alone. I'm back on the road again. My back to the wind, nose to the pavement, nose to the pavement, nose to the pavement. I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone.
When I do this, you can hear it covers the vocals just a touch. For some reason, the vocals get a little bit hidden. I don't really like that, to be honest.
I'm back on the road again. Yeah, I was alone. I was my only friend. Yeah, I was alone.
I actually do like that, though. It brings out the mid range a little bit more. Honestly, and then Jeff, this is sounding really, really great. You want me to print this for you? I can't print this for you, but I'm going to move on to the next song. I don't really have too much feedback. I would say you're at a good point. So I think that when you're at a lower level, there's a lot of feedback. You get a lot of feedback. Then you get better, and then slowly there's less and less feedback. And you get to the point where you're pretty good. Good enough where there's not a lot of feedback to be given. You start to get frustrated because there's not a lot of feedback, and you still recognize the better you are, the more you realize where you can improve. And I would say that there's a little bit of improvement to make on this. But I would say overall, this is a really good mix. I think Mighty Made even gave some credit on this one, said this is a great mix. And I think that I really do. Bare Soul Music is right. I love the vocal blend. I think getting the vocals to mix. You want to know the secret with a great vocal blend and how to get the vocals to sit just right, especially when you've been mixing for a while. Is check this out. When you're mixing, especially if you're on speakers, even when you're on headphones, turn the volume down really low, like really low. Turn the volume down really low. You're gonna hear how loud the vocals stick out of the mix. Kind of place the vocal, mess with the volume of the vocals. Is my wife clapping out there? But check the volume of the vocals at a really low volume. And then place it when you're at a low volume, ridiculously low volume, and then turn it back up. And if the vocals still feel fine at a loud volume and at a low volume, then it's probably at a good place. For those that don't mix the vocals at a lower volume, will tend to make the vocals sit a little bit too much on top. And I wouldn't say that this is just a volume thing too. I think like sonically, these vocals are just very nice.
Burning bridges don't need. Everybody got a price to pay. See, they cut me like the digits on the dice they play. High spitter in the building, get a client for their business. Only way to fix a sinner is the righteous way. Like, which priest wanna come test my demons? Which doctor wanna me address my spirit? I'm floating around.
So when I do that, when I bypass everything, now how much low end is kind of taking up, there's taking too much, the low end is taking a little bit too much information. So when I turn everything back on, you'll hear that the lower volume of the low end is now making everything feel really loud. Check this out.
Everybody got a price to pay. See, they cut me like the digits on the dice they play. High spitter in the building, get a client for their business. Only way to fix a sinner is the righteous way. Like, which priest wanna come test my demons? Which doctor wanna me address my spirit?
You can kind of hear how, yeah, what up, brother off? Yeah, so I think we're done. I'm not really accepting any more today. But you can actually submit, go join the Discord, submit a link for next time. I do this every Monday. I know today's Tuesday because I missed yesterday. But feel free to submit a link or a file directly onto Discord on the hashtag chat for live streams channel here. Submit something, and then I'll get to it next time. And I'll DM you on Discord, or and we'll take a look at it next week. But I got to get through these other two tonight. I'm trying to finish up by 11 my time in Pacific Standard Time. It's 10:35 right now. Let's see how much. What do you think here? And then Jeff. Oh, what up, Nels? Yo, shout out to Nels, guys. Nels is the GOAT producer. Nels, send me something. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up something if that's okay, but later I will. Just to play stuff. Pee pee poo poo check. Come on. Who is yeah, anyway, we're gonna move on to the next one.
No members got no desires, just bad intentions.
A little bit more clarity, that's like that last 5-10% that we were talking about there. But I'm gonna leave that be and let you kind of fix that kick drum issue here. This is the next one. Which one is Midlight Rework? Who worked on Midlight Rework? It was, yeah. So with the low end, just hey, have a great night, Bear Soul Music. So the secret with the low end is that the low end, by nature, is a really hard frequency for us as people to hear. See ya, Mighty Maiden. What up? Take it easy. Have a great night. So the low end, typically, just sonically to the ear, takes the most amount of energy to hear at the same volume as everything else. So when you have a lot of low end, you're sacrificing a lot of potential headroom of a mix, of a master. If you cut the low end, it can actually get louder to the human ear at the same metric power level. That makes sense. I know that's a little bit confusing, but basically the less low end, the louder potential it has. The more loudness potential that it has. So if you have too much low end, it can sound like really booming in the car or on the headphones or whatever, but it's going to sound quiet. And that's just the natural tendency with stuff with lots of low end. Okay, who did the Midlight Rework? V2. Who's this one? Noah, are you still there, Noah? Okay, so you're still building. This is great. So you're still building, so you want some feedback. Here we go. It sounds like you're inviting everybody. Ooh, I'm getting a little too close. It sounds like you're inviting everybody in the chat to kind of give some feedback. Is that true? Stop. Woo! Woo! Nice job already. Hold on, I'm gonna like this one. Nels, I want to hear your opinion too. Nels, the GOAT producer. Let's hear some your opinions on here. Oh, the dissonance. Yo, Noah with the hardcore theory dissonance. Noah, you're a jazzer, aren't you?
never make landfall.
Oh, Nelson is on.
Horizon runs dry.
Hold on, I don't usually stop a song halfway through, but Nelson is on YouTube. Yes, Nelson, join the Discord. Are you on my Discord server? Join the Discord server, Mixing Music Podcast. Text me if you're not on it, and we'll make it happen. We'll play something.
Runs dry. Never want daybreak. Just wanna stay here. Stay beside my bed. With you, I don't fear. The morning comes. We grown and young. We must succumb to the light of
Those drums, like the timing of the drums is crazy. It's like super ahead of the beat sometimes. Like that. That was like super ahead. What up, Mike? Ooh. Oh, we gotta hear that drop again. We gotta hear that drop again. Oh, man. You almost did the lick, bro. You almost did the lick. Na, 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 na. Almost, but you missed the last note. Oh, yo. Yo, with stuff like this, how are we supposed to give you feedback? This is like jazz creative stuff that, like, honestly, like, this is leagues beyond anything normal, so it's like, what's the point of trying to mix it normal either? I love it. Yo, this is the type of stuff that, like, straight up, I jam to that kind of stuff all the time. I can't play anything on Spotify, or else Twitch will ban me, because Twitch is communist. Twitch is a bunch of commies. One of my mentors told me, wait, you're talking to Noah? And then Jeff, I think he's asking you. Any feedback? Okay, yo, let me mix it. Please, I'll give you a discount. Let me mix it. That's what. I like what you did with the vocals. Volf compressor. This is the only feedback that I can give you here. Just only Volf compressor.
We'll rock till dawn, and we will sleep when the mornings come.
That's all you need. Some Volf compressor.
We'll rock till dawn, and we will sleep when the mornings come.
That's all you need, bro. You don't need anything else, bro. Just like fuck it up. Just make it nasty. What's that band? Nakamata. I get sued if I sing it. Yo, for reals though. Just Hold on. Anybody else on the stream? I'm gonna play this. This is not copy. It cannot be copyrighted. I'm just gonna play it. Does anybody else on the stream know what the lick is? This is because Noah and I went to like a jazz school, like an actual music school. This is an inside joke with musicians, with jazzers. Okay, ready? This is solid. Oh, please play. Ah, nuts. Hold on, wait a second. Nuts. Hold on, wait a second. Oh. Nuts. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Can y'all hear this? I want to make sure that y'all are hearing this. This is the lick. This is a jazz meme. I love the World Star hip hop insert. The World Star. So in one of my composition classes, they're like, make up a weird song. So I had to make a weird song. It was like break all the rules, basically. Like Music Theory 4, and I composed a song where it was just like the lick in tritone harmony, in tritone changes. Just up and down. It was horrendous. And I don't have it anyway. I didn't know Eddie Murphy played saxophone. I didn't know Eddie Murphy played saxophone. I love Hiatus Coyote. I had to do that for like a vocal jazz ensemble. Jazz vocal ensemble. We did at Nakamura. It's a cool song. I mean, it's not as cool as Wolfpack, the inventors of the Wolf compressor that we just used on your mix. But Hiatus Coyote is cool. There's a whole like series of these. Jazz, full of improvisation. Also jazz. This is basically the longest running music meme ever. I love how musicians just sneak it in as an Easter egg for other musicians. Really though, that's what it is. That's what this was. Now, you're blue balling us, bro. That's what you're doing. Okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna move on to the next song. Is Nels in here? Is Nels trying to join in this chat? Nels sent me a text. Also, Nels sends me memes. Nels, are you still here? I'm not gonna do this if you're not here still. If you're still watching, I'll do it. Okay, we're gonna move. Noah, finish that song. It sounds great. Honestly, though, just like be creative with it. When it comes to mixing that sort of stuff, be creative with it. Like distort it, whatever the frick you want to do. Like honestly, throw in that Wolf compressor. Like insane stuff like that. Honestly, Sounds pretty good for stuff like this. Just like go wild with it. Be creative with the mixing as well. Not just don't try to be normie with the mixing. Oh, hi Nels. Nels texted me, says I'm still here. Okay, who's this one? Who's right back? It's BK. BK, are you still here? Nels Music says DK mixes I am here. Wrong chat, my boy. The chat for live streams. Alright, is BK still here? It's BK still here? If you're not here, if you don't respond, I will move on to the next song. It's BK. Are you here? It's BK. You wanna hear a joke? Okay, so while we're waiting for BK to respond to see if he's still here, there's a snake in Okinawa, my island in Japan. It's called the Habu, Habu. And the story and the legend of the Habu goes, it's really poisonous. It's a very poisonous snake. It's very famous in Okinawa. You can look it up. The indigenous to Okinawa here. Very poisonous snake, scary snake. You don't want to see this. Anyway, so I was walking in the woods in Okinawa, and I saw this snake here. And I asked the snake, hey snake, you have poison. And he says, yes, I have. That was a solid 10 out of 10 joke. Since there's absolutely no laughter in the background, I assume y'all are just dying right now. Yes. Awesome joke. You're welcome. AFC, who's that? John F. Kennedy with the C? What's JFC? Okay, this guy's not here. It's BK, we missed you. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, Nels, did you send me a song? You texted it to me. I have to go to my text, bro. I want the Discord, bro. I want the Discord, bro. Okay. How do I do this? Nels, what are you doing? We're just gonna listen to it. No, I want to download this, Nels. Nels, why won't it let me download it, bruh? You're not letting me download, bruh. Send it to me via Discord. Oh, there, now it's working. Why'd that work? Moonlit. Okay, we're gonna listen to that one now. Hey, Nels, when are you coming back over to the studio, you beefy boy? I know you laughed when I said that. Alright, here's what Nels, let's listen to this song called Nels, called Moonlit Summer.
I came from outer space, fell in love with the moon. Nothing to lose, I never fit, I'm always.
Is this you, Nels?
Empty face in a room, nothing to prove. I crash course, I came from outer space, fell in love with the moon. Took a day trip. I'm away back home from Mars. Got a spaceship.
This is from Nels. Nels says the song is from an artist named Meese out in Utah. Meese.
Down the hours, days
Yes, they do, Noah.
Only true pain comes from the people we love. Giving you all, but never having enough. Crash course, I came from outer space. I fell in love with the moon. I never fit, I'm always out of place. Empty face in a room. Crash course, I came from outer space. Fell in love with the moon. Nothing to lose. I never fit, I'm always out of place. Empty face in a room. Nothing to prove.
Well, we're gonna listen to the rest of it, but I do want to say for everybody in the chat, Nels is cheating a little bit. There's some things that we can't improve here, but Nels is cheating a little bit because he did for like the entire year of 2020. Nels like prepped most of my mixes for me. Got some one-on-one training. The dude is a beast, and I love the boy, my beefy boy Nels Jr. Nels, you should read these comments on Twitch. Too bad that you can't watch Twitch because your internet sucks. Solid as expected. As expected. Honestly, that's a really good way to just count the night. Call it a night. I really, really love like the hyper compressed drums, the hyper compressed stuff right here. It's just like everything is just like sucking and pumping and super heavy, and I just love that. Emotionally speaking, it's just great. That's that character we were talking about earlier. Nice job. Any thoughts from anybody? I can vouch for Nels and say that he's a pro, and I think y'all can hear it. And he's not even a mixer. Nels is just a producer. He just learned from the best. Your mom? No, I'm just kidding. That from me. No, teasing. But Nels, are those real drums or are those samples? Nels, are those real drums or are the samples? You want me to tell another joke while we wait for this lag to catch up? Okay. What did the happy clown say to the sad clown? Nels, I don't have a punchline for this joke, so you better come in with the comment. I was really... Please tell me, are these sampled drums or real drums? It's a sample. The answer is it's a sample. Noah Avery, these are sampled drums. Why not both? Why not both? Yo, it is 10:59 on the dot. You know what this means? I get to play another unreleased, unlicensed song that I won't get flagged for. And you're going to see me dance as we call it a night. Today's song is brought to you by... Good night, everybody. Say it back. I love you. Say it back. On that note, tonight's song and ending closing brought to you by me, and I don't know if I had. Hold on. Did I get Benny Rennie's verse on this? Oh, we need to. Oh, there's that Hubba again. He Hubba the poison. Oh, happy Asian American Asian. I don't know why it's Asian American. Why isn't it just Asian Heritage Month? Like including everyone outside of all the Asians outside of America too. You know, there's enough Chinese people that 1 in 5 people in the world are Chinese, so it means like a good solid 20% of your friends are probably Chinese. Just, I mean, you know. Man, I'm making jokes and nobody's laughing. There's no feedback with this kind of stuff. So sad. I hope Benny Rennie's verse is on this. Good night, Noah. You're gonna miss my dance. No, when are you gonna come to LA and hang out with me in person? Is that ever gonna happen? Oh, wait. Oh, Benny Rennie's on this. Okay, here we go. We're gonna play this. Why is there a click? That's so annoying. Oh, here we go.
Underlay. Gotta get money at the end of the day. Work, don't need tell me what you work. Baby, you just show through your work. No need to try, no lie. Beats at the battle with my mind. Do it all now, I know. Overcoming being alone.
Every celebration, a business destination. No time for explanations, got body expectations. Stopping. Can we just stay here and burn slow? Oh, yeah. I ain't got no worries. Tell me what's your hurry. Let go of all your insecurities, cause I got good intentions. You're piquing my interest, baby, and they're ready to blow.
Wait, Noah, where you live? Are you in LA?
I wanna know you. Tell me what you gon' do. Baby, I won't ever let go. A business destination.
You're in Philly.
No time for explanations, got body expectations.
Thank you so much for joining this live stream. Happy mixing, my friends. Stay saucy. Come to LA, come hang out. I'll end the stream with this funny story. Today I called 2 people. This is the most flattering thing that has ever happened. They're big fans of the podcast. Both the people I called today, the first person when they picked up said, "Hey," they're like, "Hello, who's this?" "Hey, this is DK from this music podcast," and he's like, "Oh shit! Oh my, no way!" It was just flabbergasted, and I was really flattered. The second time I FaceTime someone that emailed me wanting to intern, picked up the phone, and the same thing happened. "Holy shit! no way, is this really happening right now? Like, don't. I got said to that to my face. It like because I'm not a big deal yet. That stuff is not annoying at all in the slightest, and it's just super, super flattering still at this stage of my career. So, on that note, that I don't know where to segue this into. Thank you so much for staying. Thanks for watching. I hope I can call you someday so you can say brown nose me. That's where I was going with that. No, I'm teasing. All right, but much love to y'all. Pee pee poo poo. Good night, Nels. The Bang Media. What headphones do you use? Usually I use these Avantone mix phones, but I just recently got the new Avantone Planars that I like. I've been using a lot. I'm trying to get used to. But yeah, that's it. The stream is ending soon. Wait a second. What did the snake say? Yes, I habu.
Baby, you the short deal.
What you say about that now, baby? Sudden plans don't cancel on me. See it in your eyes as they shine. All the while I'm up here flying. You got me doing all the backflips for ya. Ordering the steak plate, just dining. In the whip with the temperature rising. Hold me down, I'm up here flying. Ore no kokoro mamotte. Kimochi azukatte. 海でも行こうかな君を見たいから一緒に手をつないでて毛布の下に絡まって Silent night Holy night What you say about that now, baby? Sudden plans don't cancel on me See it in your eyes as they shine All the while I'm up here flying You got me doing all the backflips for ya Ordering the steak plates, just dining In the whip with the temperature rising Hold me down, I'm up here flying You got me speaking Japanese for ya Mixing up the green tea for ya Ceremonious and polite Is what you think of me at night We can hit Japan from Tokyo Eat some ramen down in Kyoto Then we can meet right on the beach Where Okinawa sands hit our feet Yeah, shout out to my family